move. That's why his nickname is G, because knight c7 is a fork. But knight c7 would run into absurd complications following a sacrifice on the f4 square. If the knight takes, there's queen g3. If the rook takes, rook takes. If the pawn takes, I take the bishop and knight f3 as well. If knight takes, I just showed you what happens. So you can't do any of that. Instead, we have the bishop going back to c2. And now Polugayevsky tried to go on this king walk. And my man, Rashid Nezhmetidinov, removed the defender of the white position, galloped with his knight out to the edge of the board. The rook came to counterattack the queen. The queen is 100% hanging. 100% hanging. But Rashid saw something Lev Polugayevsky did not see. In this position, Nezhmetidinov played rook takes f4. Dear God. Completely leaving his queen to die. Didn't sacrifice it for anything. Didn't take a knight like he did in the first game. He just left the queen to die. And the reason is if you take, which by the way, you have to take. If this, I just keep attacking your king. Here, knight takes f4, queen g3, knight c2 check, by the way, look at that. So bad. Rook h2, rook f3, and now bishop to g7. The king does not have a legal move. Look at Stockfish realizing a little bit late how bad the situation is. The threat is to just attack with the pawn, but it's even more brutal than that. It's to attack with the pawn and then take with the pawn. It's not to take with a knight. It's a pawn capture situation where despite being up 8 points of material, white is up a queen for a pawn. It's over. You can't defend your king. This is unfathomable. Now, the best move to defend yourself was like moving this knight. For example, knight c3. If c5, dc, bc, you got to sack your queen back. You got to sack your queen back into a fork, and then you got to try to survive this position where there's, knight d2 and knight h2, and apparently it's a repetition. But legends aren't born that way. Legends are born out of freaking their opponents out, paralyzing their king, and then walking their opponent's king to the other side of the board and forcing a checkmate in the 8 moves. King a6, there is a multitude of mates. Knight c5, knight b4, rook b6. How did this king end up here while Polugayevsky was up 9 points of material? There was only one man that could make his opponents look like this in the 1950s and 60s, and his name was Rashid Nezhmetidinov. I told you I